Hello Tubesters, it's Gav and welcome to another one of my videos. Today it's the final reveal, finally, of my Native American bust called Warrior Plains. There we go, it's from Tata Miniatures. And it's taken a while to do. I've really enjoyed it. I can't recommend the bust enough to people. It's not an expensive one as busts go. A lot of decent busts, if you go to say El Greco, where I buy a fair amount of my things from, I think it's retailing about £39, plus obviously postage, package and that. And they do a loyalty bonus thing there as well, that if you buy stuff, you know, you can have a certain amount off when you've got enough points type of thing. But £39 I don't think can be sniffed at for a bust like this. It's brilliant. I really enjoyed it. The reason it came to screeching halt a few months ago, because if any of you guys don't know, I was painting this ages ago. If you go back, I will try and put some of them things at the end of the video that tell you a playlist. That's where I was after. And I have got a couple of work in progress ones on there. And what happened was, on my Facebook page, a really well-known box art painter. A lot of the guys the top range painters paint these for the box art to obviously try and sell them to us, a bit like famous model kit makers doing their stuff to sell models for the companies. He happened to must have come across with friends on Facebook only. Well, yes, for the friends, he wouldn't know I exist, but he just put more shadows, more highlights on. I was just putting it in my, obviously come up on my timeline. I was putting it in. I've got albums where I keep all these things in. Well, as you guys know, I don't shy away from it. I put enough videos up. I've got mental health problems. My head's pretty shredded, and I obviously don't see right on time. The phone, right on time. I don't see things, or my brain doesn't see things the way that other people do. It's completely collapsed in the last couple of years, and obviously I do my painting and my model making just to keep me, as I keep saying, from still being here type of thing. And he wasn't trolling. He didn't mean any harm by it in that. But the problem is, where somebody else was there saying, right, yeah, more shadows, more highlights, it just stopped me in my tracks. From, and I just couldn't work out what I was going to do with it. You want to improve in your painting, so I've got no problems with people. This isn't a thing saying you must say nice things about my work only. It's just that it just stopped me in my tracks, and it was a real shame, because I was almost towards the end of it and I was really enjoying it, and it's just stopped in a dustproof box for how long? You'd have to look on the videos. I don't know, a good few months anyway. And I've been walking past the box. It's the one on top of the cupboard that you can sometimes see behind me in videos. And I'll be looking through the opaque plastic and thinking, oh, I'm going to have another go. I'm going to have a go, and then I'd lose my confidence again. It's all just confidence. You just blow my confidence away. And but the last few weeks I've seen more and more. And then I saw Victor's from Vic's Miniatures. He does, like myself, we enjoy bust painting and large figure painting, as well as doing the war games painting, and in my case modelling, and Victor does a few models himself. Anyway, he's been doing a whole clutch of preparation work on his busts and large figures, and I thought, stuff it, I'm going to get that figure out. It's almost done. Let's just crack on with it and enjoy it for what it is, whether it's it's not as good as it could be or whatever. I did take the guys' words on board, and I tried, like on the face, I put a bit more highlight into it. Now I should be showing this at the desk. This guy here is called Kirill Koneyev, who painted this, and it's been sculpted by another great sculptor called by Sergei Sigvenkov. But Kirill Koneyev is top. I don't even put him into numbers, because but in the figure art movement, he's one of the legends type of thing. I cannot paint like Kirill, and to be honest with you, I don't want to paint like Kirill. I want to paint by myself, but I still want to improve though, And yeah, it really threw me, because all the busts we picked them because for whatever, I happen to like a lot of Native American stroke First Nation, wherever you're in Canada, subjects. I always have done ever since I was a kid. I've always been fascinated, whether it's plains native culture, woodland native culture, down in New Mexico, the Apache, Pueblo, all that type of stuff. I've always, ever since I was a little kid, always enjoyed it. And there's another bust I'd like to get before Christmas. I'm just waiting for it to come in. There's a fair few, but this one's I hadn't seen before and I quite like it, so I'll be getting another one in. More headdress. Don't worry, I'm not flooding it with busts of Native Americans. But it's my subject, I like it. But anyway, so Victor, you didn't realise it, but you gave me a nudge along, and I appreciate that, Mara. And as far as I'm concerned, he's complete. The only thing that's not done on him is a plinth. I was going to keep it on a wooden plinth and stain it in that, because I don't have a lot of money, obviously, because of all my head problems and busted body. All I do is work from home, painting a few soldiers, and we live on one income. So I can't just, this isn't playing the little violin, it's just how things are, I can't just go out. Plinths aren't cheap, really. So I'm just going to give it I've got another bust boxed up. I'm going to give you just a quick show of the box at the end of this, and then I'll do an unboxing. Yes, you've got that to come. You've got to suffer. If I am, you are. I'm doing another unboxing in a day or two of that. But so forgive me for the plinth. There's not much I can do about it at the moment. I want a decent plinth. My Mara Mick, he said, Gav, you should stick it on a decent plinth, and my wife said, Gav, he's got to go on a decent plinth. Let's open the coffers up. So she's going to get me a couple of plinths for this one and the next one coming up. So we're all ready to go on that. Anyway, I'm waffling now. You're not getting away with it because I've got to waffle at the bench yet. But yeah, so that's why this one's taking so long. It's not that I've fallen out with bust painting. It was just the fact that it stopped me dead in my tracks. Again, guy that doesn't know me from Adam, and even if he did know I've got head problems, you can't. He's only been constructive. It's just, unfortunately, this brain of mine just melts down and goes into reverse and all the rest of it. So yeah, join me at the bench, guys, at last, and we'll have a quick look at this. The only thing I'll say is I've got a really old digital camera, not one of these fancy ones with the lenses and stuff, just an old flat-faced one. But since the updates on the computer, it now won't recognise the damn camera, and we're having trouble even finding. It's a really old camera, and I've got a feeling I'm going to end up having to get another one. So I can't put any photographs on. Everybody uses, I'm told, their mobile phones. My mobile phone is only a couple of months old, and there must be some network problems or something, because my wife's got the same Android type phone, and it keeps freezing. Every time I want to take a photograph, it's just freezing the whole screen, and the same with the wife's. So there's something out there, that's not working, just when I need photographs. So yeah, no photographs at the moment, just the video. When I can do some photographs, I will re-edit the video and just shove them on at the end for anybody that's interested. If not, pop over to my Facebook page and check out the albums I've got on there of it. And I might I'm thinking of starting up a separate Facebook page. I've got my own, obviously under my own name. I've got one, my Furphy Brush with History, which nothing to do with my name, obviously. It's just my handle I used to use on forums years ago. And I've got a blog and stuff which I will be taking down soon, I think. I might well start another Facebook standalone page, just of like Gab's figures and kits. Just put in there my model builds and my figure painting. We'll see. Anyway, guys, Yeah, I know, all this for a quick show and tell of a reveal. I'll see you at the bench. Right guys, thanks for joining me at the bench. I'm just giving a quick plug for all those the people I've mentioned earlier. I always think if the product's good, the people I buy it off, if they're good, then shout them out, because there's a lot of we get a lot of bad service, especially as now the whole world moves on to the internet shopping. Really, you get a lot of people getting away with murder, and it's good to shout out people. So Sergei Savenkov, check him out on Facebook. He's a well-known sculptor, paints in his own right as well, but I'm friends with him on Facebook. Again, you don't know me from Adam, but he puts work in progress of different subjects, Lanchinecks and all the different. He does a lot of Aztecs and you name it. He sculpts it for his own business. So go check him out on Facebook. There is also Tartar Miniatures, website you can go to. Kirill Karnaev paints. Obviously, you don't need me to shout him out. I'm just shouting him out as an acolyte who loves his work. But there's a place called Putty and Paint. You've heard me mention. Go over there on the website, check that place out, and you'll find a whole range of top class painters and plebs like me on there as well. All right then, before I upset anybody, I'm the only pleb on there. So go check Putty and Paint out. You'll see loads of work by Kirill Karnaev on his albums. They're absolutely fantastic. As I've always said, this is my art of choice, if you want to say it like that. I mean, I like canvas art and stuff, but this is, and obviously I love Japanese ukiyo stuff, but I love figure painting, and it's just jaw-dropping some of the work on there by some of the artists. So anyway, Warrior Plains bust, that's how Kirill's painted it. Mine looks like he's been dragged through a hedge backwards. This is Gav's Warrior Plains bust. As you can see, from one of the older videos, I've done a bit of highlighting on the face, but I really just didn't want to change it that much more. These guys like Kirill and that, they've just got it, and all I can, and I'm not going to try and replicate them. Just try and see how they do bits, and see if I can add a bit to my own painting without being too copy-like. Let's get my grubby painting stick. So the face, I mean, it's all been this one's all in acrylics, a whole range of acrylics from Vallejo, scale 75, and Andrea, you name it, it's on there. Bits I really like about it. I actually like the face. For me, a lot of Plains Indians or Plains natives, don't want to offend anybody. They had quite dark features, and I think that's fairly well replicated. I could have gone a bit more on the creases and put some little worry lines in and all this type of stuff. But I've done my best. So that's I'm really actually quite happy with the face. The buffalo horns I'm quite happy with. I've tried to put you'll see bits of grey in there. That's supposed to be little cracks in the horn that I'd seen in. It's amazing what you have to look at when you're researching things. It's like researching tanks and that, but I've been researching buffaloes and what the horns look like and things. Anyway, so that's that. The fur is ermine fur. Now, that's like a stoat weasel type of creature. And it's getting bleached out. I can't put any. There we go. I've used the ivory in there to give it a warm fur look rather than a cold. I mean, obviously, Kirill's is really artistic and it's really cold white and that, but mine's a warm white. Beads. Sometimes you would use certain colours, being artistic wise. But the native peoples, they just love their colourful beadwork, and I've just done it how I think this guy would, how his wife would have done his stuff for him. The only thing I'm not massively happy with, I wanted the white block in the centre, but the orange really hasn't worked, and I'm because I've had so much troubles in coming back into this, I didn't want to change it, but I might do at a later date. I might return to it. I try and leave them as they are though, just because you hopefully you get better as you go along. The streamers, when they come in the box, they're actually just literally really thin shavings of resin, because this is a resin bust. And they were so fragile, I went for cutting up my pop cans and painting the streamers like that. I've deliberately kept these fairly dull because I wanted to show them as like a dull dyed leather, rather than some of the brighter beadwork where I put the little white dots to show the sun bouncing off it. I did work on these this ermine more. I think this is ermine, because it was a bit. I hadn't blended it massively well, so I've tried to work on that more. Feathers aren't brilliant, but they'll get better. Now on the bust itself, you don't see it because you only get the front on the package. But when you look at Kirill's bust, he's actually mounted it somewhere up here in the headdress. Well, there isn't anywhere on there that it would slot into and be covered by the fur. So it seemed more logical. It almost, now again in gluing it, my other cock up, as you can see, I've left it slightly over on one side, but it almost fits that section there. So that's where I've put it. To me it's a streamer like the others. It's there to fly behind him, attached to that beadwork. So yeah, there we go, guys. Let's get back a bit. As I say, I'll go on a decent plinth when I can get one. So that's our Warrior Plains bust. I'm just twirling it round because I say there won't be any photographs for the moment. But I really like the face. I love the sculpt of the face. And, even if I've stuffed the face up a bit, it's a really, Sergei's got some talent. So anyway, you take care of yourselves, guys. It looks like I'm only doing about 2 busts a year, maybe 3, especially as I'm doing a bit of model making as well. It's getting the time to do everything. But let's just move this guy to the side without knocking him over. That'll just about make my day. Now where is it? This is I will be doing a proper unboxing, but you have seen this, but you've probably forgotten. This is the guy I'm doing next. Don't expect a quick paint job. There's a lot in this. It's only the few RAF Pilot 1940 Battle of Britain. I'm actually doing this, as I've said before. I lost my little pal Barclay, and it's broke my heart. I've still got my boy Archie with me, but the little chap was my best mate. Archie tends to be my wife's best mate. I just look after him in the daytime, and he used to crawl all over me like that. And he was a working Cocker Spaniel, but more or less looking the same. So I'll go into it in greater detail, but it's my actual tribute to the little fella, and because just as the pilot's got the joy in the pilot's face there, so it was the same for me. So yeah, this is the next one. It's a Life Miniatures bust. Life Miniatures, top grade company. I can't see any going to be any problems, but we'll have an unboxing of that, and we'll get dug into that. So that's the next one coming up. So once again, let's put our guy back here just so we've got something to look at. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all safe and sound. You maybe think taking up the odd bust to paint. I would say don't get cheaper ones. If you buy the bust that you can afford and that you want to paint, don't just get it because it's cheap. But I buy a lot of stuff from El Greco Miniatures. They've usually got a good selection and a good stock of figures, and if they can't, they can usually get you some in. So guys, thank you very much. Look after yourselves, and we'll catch each other very soon on another video. Cheers.